I had a question for Erik. Erik, can I come back on the animal model trials? So, if I understood well, you would just kick them out, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You would not use them. Then I have a practical problem. You say that each specific disease needs a specific strain. So how will you actually make the link between the choice of the strain to go to the clinic? So you need some criterion to select the strain. I mean, there's many strains around. There is only a few that will be effective. I think we all agree on that. How do you pick them out? Can't you use an animal model in this approach?
I do think animal models are, as I said this morning, are an integral part of a dossier. Because when you would look at the vitamin D example, you say, okay, we have a receptor-molecule interaction. Then we have an animal model where we can show that if we take out that receptor, it doesn't work anymore. Or if you take out the toxin, the bacterial toxin, they don't protect against Listeria monocytogenes anymore, as an example. So there, the animal studies are exquisitely sensitive and suited for your dossier. But then your final step should be that human clinical trial. I did not say leave them out of your dossier. I said stop using animal models as a proof that it will work in a human, because that's just not the case.
But do you think that there is no systematic link between the result in an animal model and human as well? Because then that would mean that you can just...
Well, that's an interesting discussion. I mean, I started doing lactobacillus research 20 years ago, and we were among the first to show T-cell help. We did cytokine profiles 17 years ago already. And then when we did biopsies in humans and we did that with cytochemistry, so looking directly in the gut tissue with antibodies against cytokines, we could never find any relation between the mouse and the human. And we were the first to publish that 17 or 16 years ago, and people said, oh, that's not true, that's nonsense, there is a relation. But now everybody knows that what works in the mouse for strain A, then you need strain B, C, or D in the human. We know that now. So to be honest, no, I don't think you can translate the effects of strain A in the mouse to the human, because this will be completely different. You have different toll-like receptors, you have different flora, you have different diet, you have, I mean... So yeah, I don't believe that. Okay. And of course, we are solving that problem rapidly at the moment by doing full metabolome and full genome sequencing of the gut flora at the moment, where you can see exactly if you put in one bottle of one of these probiotics, what happens to the complete flora. And that would enable you to select probiotics in the human much faster. So starting...
Except that that's an interesting point, because of the variety in human flora also. Because of the variety that we see in different humans, the same bottle will not do the same thing in people. I mean, talk about the story about bifidobacteria, adding bifidobacteria. If you already have a high level of bifidobacteria, you probably will not change it. So I'm not sure this is the solution here. So.
No, but there is a spectacular, I mean, I think I don't know whether you saw these studies, but there are a couple of spectacular studies on Faecalibacterium prausnitzii, where they showed that the decrease of all the firmicutes, by the way, the whole family, can be avoided by giving the animals probiotics so that the whole system comes back up again. So then you look rather at profiles in the human than anything else.
This is a perfect example, because Faecalibacterium prausnitzii, there's 2 or 3 strains available. So, and actually they show that it's something that is produced by the strain that actually has the anti-inflammatory effect.
Exactly.
So
in the mouse, because in the humans it has not been tested yet.
No, that's true. Okay, but I mean, it's only that strain that has been tested. There's one strain. Yeah. So there's a whole philosophy built now about this. But what is the proof, the scientific proof behind the effect of Faecalibacterium? It's one strain which produces one small molecule, probably, and now whole theories are built on this.
Now let's listen to what I say. Let's listen to what I say, and it's very important. What has been shown in a couple of studies is that in active IBD, the Faecalibacterium prausnitzii goes down. What Paul Savelkoel at the Vrije Universiteit has shown is that if you do full genome sequencing of the complete microbiota, that's what I said, full genome sequencing of the complete microbiota, that the whole of the firmicutes goes down. That's the complete family goes down. That's what I said. Yeah? So I only use the example of Faecalibacterium prausnitzii as an example where you see one member of the family going down. If you look closely, the whole family goes down. And there it's now shown if you give probiotics, that the whole family creeps back up. Now, you can do that completely in volunteers. It's just drinking whatever product you want, and then taking the shit out of the patient and doing the full sequencing. There's nothing wrong with that, and any medical ethical committee will approve that, whether you do it in a patient or in a healthy volunteer. And there you can now clearly test your product on that complete family, on that profile. Granted, only for IBD, but we have now also seen in Whipple's disease and other diseases that you can do exactly the same. So what I'm saying is that by doing this nifty full genome sequencing, you can now actually almost ex vivo, because you work in the gut, test your new, quote, new probiotic in a healthy volunteer or in somebody who has a disease. And I only use Fecaliprasnici as an example because you're right. I mean, it's only one bacterium of the 33,000 we have in our gut. But it also it opens up a relatively cheap possibility to in vivo, in human, if you want in a disease, test your new product.
No, this is a valid approach.
Yeah,
definitely.
So this is opening up as we speak. I mean, these results are from the last 3 years. I mean, and I think we should go there. But again, it's your first question. What do I want to put on my bottle? It's the first question. What do I want to put on the bottle? And then I look for my support